Hey, I wanted to talk to you about ways of managing the messy middle of withdrawal when you're better than where you were, but you are not where you want to be and you're not feeling 100%. And just the challenges of being in that middle place of not even being able to rely on yourself and different strategies for being able to heal through that stage. My name's Joanna. I'm so glad you're here. If you're going through withdrawal, I'm sharing my story of just hope and encouragement, things I've learned along the way, because I went through a hard withdrawal, but now I've come through it and I'm doing really well. And I'm just really thankful to be able to walk with others through their journeys and to the other side and to their own stories of healing. So if that's you and you want to work with me, I would love to meet with you. My website is in the video description, and you can just click on that to find a calendar to meet with me if you're interested. So I just wanted to dive in today, sharing with you some of what I remember it being like to be in what I call the messy middle of withdrawal. And it's sort of like the stage where you're not as acute as you were, but you still can't count on yourself to be totally clear-minded and functioning either. And so, one day you might be able to do pretty well, function pretty well, get a lot done, and then the next day just be collapsing and completely debilitated with symptoms. And this can be really frustrating because you don't know how to even schedule for yourself. You're not sure like what you're even going to be like tomorrow or the next day or the next week. And so it can feel really confusing and unpredictable to be in that stage of withdrawal where either you're doing better and can function somewhat, and maybe even can have some great functioning for a window of time, but then it kind of just disappears. So that is so common for going through the withdrawal process, and one of the most confusing parts of withdrawal is just that constant reevaluation of like, am I better? Am I not better? Can I do things? Can I not do things? And I know that that can come along with a lot of doubt and a lot of fear that you're back at the beginning and that you haven't actually healed, or that you're not going to actually heal. And those are just some of like the classic wave thoughts in the window wave pattern of healing. And so if you're experiencing that, just know the wave is going to pass, it's going to lift, and you are going to be able to do more again and to feel more like yourself. The hard part is just not knowing when and not knowing, how it's going to lift, when it's going to lift, and things like that. So what I learned is that I had to do a lot that was like trial by error through the healing process. And so I would just kind of assess based on the day, like, is this a window day or a wave day? And maybe you'll get partial, you'll have like a partial wave, partial window, or like a dirty window for part of the day, but at least with some relief. So I would just kind of assess, and then if I was having a wave, I would treat myself like I was having a wave. I'd just be like, okay, so this is a wave day. I'm not going to be able to do as much. I need to be gentler on myself, or I need to do things that help in my healing more. So that's kind of what I did. I would like assess where I was at. Is this window or wave? And then if it was more of a window day, and I did this, and I think this is so common for in withdrawal. Sometimes you get a window and you're like, I'm completely healed. I'm going to go back to work. And you start like emailing your boss, or like, like making big plans for yourself. You're like, I'm back to my normal self, or I at least can do, go back to my job or something, And so, but what I learned was to like allow myself those positive thoughts, like, ooh, I want to go back to work. Oh, I have something else I want to do. I'm looking forward to, doing this one project or activity, or I want to start this one, group, or, whatever it is that you're feeling like inspired about. Let yourself dream about it. Maybe even write out your ideas and let yourself dream about the future and get excited. But don't commit, is what I learned, is like, just because I'm having a window doesn't mean I'm ready to commit. And so I would even like have people I would dream out my futures with, like some of my friends or withdrawal buddies or whatever it was. I'd be like, I'm having positive thoughts. I'm feeling hopeful. Like I'm dreaming about doing X, Y, or Z or going on this trip or, working part-time or whatever it is. So definitely take it as a chance to dream, because that window is a picture of the real you and is like a little snapshot of what you're going to be like when you're healed. And so it's exciting. You're getting to like taste it, but it doesn't mean like you're quite ready for the commitment. So just be gentle on yourself as far as like commitment. Ease yourself back into things. So, for instance, I'm trying to think of like examples of easing yourself in. You might be like, I love hiking. I'm going to go on a 10-mile hike. Maybe do a 1 mile if you haven't been doing any hiking, maybe 1.5, but like ease yourself in. Or you're like a biker and you're like, I'm going to go on a 20-mile bike ride. Like maybe you're just going to do a 2-mile stroll, like gently ease yourself in. You can remember what you used to be able to do, and you can dream about how you're going to do that again, but ease yourself in. Be gentle on yourself. Maybe you like love to garden. You're like, I'm going to just redo this whole thing. I'm going to remulch everything today. You're like carrying pounds and pounds of mulch, like if we overdo it, we can crash because we're sensitive. So that's why I just say to like ease yourself back in, like do something that you enjoy, like, sort of like dabble in the things you love. They're going to like remind you of your real self. You're going to be like, that's right, I love to garden, or that's right, I love making, this certain food or whatever it is that is like part of your personality and your passions and your loves. You might see them like just kind of rekindle on a window day and re-emerge, and that's a good thing. So definitely like relish it and try to like enjoy those things and reminisce over how much you love those things and what you used to do, or dream about what you're gonna do. But then just like be gentle on yourself, not to like overdo it. Ease yourself back in gently. So then I definitely had like, these are the things I can do on window days. Like, maybe those became more of the days I was willing to do play dates and have kids have their friends over, like a kind of like a last minute invite, if friends were available or something like that. So there was kind of like a way I learned to treat myself on a wave day and how to treat myself on a window day, and just to even on those window days be gentle about easing myself in back to those normal me activities. So just some other like ideas. So for wave days, it might be like you have a system of like you rest, maybe you listen to audios of meditation or healing stories, maybe you walk, maybe you make very simple food. You kind of just simplify. So as much as you can, you simplify. You're trying to not overexert, and you're trying to comfort and soothe and heal your nervous system. And then when you have more of a window, you can do like gentle things, easing yourself back into the things you love or are passionate about or want to get done. Just go about it gently. And know that it's like tentative. Like you have to kind of give yourself permission for it to be tentative. Like if you start getting really worn out, be like, all right, maybe it's time for me to pause on this and just rest some, or to not push myself too hard. So it's kind of like a dance of learning how to re-engage but not overdo it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's kind of a trial by error thing that like you'll try something and you'll be like, was that too much or not? And then you assess afterward. You can definitely assess. You can be like, that really knocked me down. If it brings you into a deep wave, you're like, okay, maybe I overexerted. And then maybe you can kind of strategize for the next time. I'll maybe do an activity, but just maybe not as intensely when I have a window. So for instance, I remember going to the beach one day, and then I was in my bed the next day. So I realized, even though I hadn't been in my bed for a while, so I realized like that was kind of like I overdid it. Like either I was there too long or just overexerted. So it kind of gave me an idea of like, okay, maybe that's too far of a reach for right now, but I can get back to that eventually. Now I can go to the beach, no problem. So take heart. You will get your life back. So I'm just looking at my notes to see if there was anything else I wanted to share. Just overall, I want to say you're going to get more windows and you're going to get a greater portion of yourself back, and you'll have more and more confidence in that. And it's going to be so exciting. It's like having your house possessed and then like, repossessed, and then you get like parts of it back little by little. But you're going to get yourself back plus some. You will get the things you love, your passions, your joys, your connections, like all of that will come back plus some, because this is going to deepen you, and you build amazing habits of resilience through withdrawal. So I just want to encourage you with that like this is not a wasted time, and there can be such amazing fruit that can come from this hard time. So I just want to end on that hope that so much can be restored, and just take heart that like those windows are definitely pictures of the real you re-emerging, and that is a picture of what it's going to be like on the other side, but even fuller and more reliable and more resolved too. And so that's my encouragement to you. So just stay in it, my friends, and you are healing minute by minute and day by day. And I look forward to celebrating that with you. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.